Okay, so I know that uh, I know that it's a quick play, and I know you're going to get me the code for the competitive match later on. I'm just going to be looking at this on your basis and positioning and a few other things. Let's get into it, and I can already see that you're playing Sigma with a Reinhardt against uh, a Reinhardt and a Bull. Um, hmm. Okay. Yep. That's okay. So let's get into it. Um, okay. So I now understand why you haven't got me a competitive thing yet. Um, okay. So I'm gonna stop it right here, and I want to make the point that yes, you have everyone on the lower ground. You also have the Widow on the high ground peeking across to you and to everyone else that was there. Now, you had the Brine shield up from your teammate, um, and that was absorbing all the damage that you were having. Now, the double shield is a very good thing to do. It's still meta kind of thing, but when to keep your and his shield in the lowest amount of damage taken, um, so then you can conserve your shield energy and health. Um, you you can kind of switch them out. So when his is about to die, then you can bring yours in as kind of a supplement because, as we know, Sigma's shield is really not that strong at all um, against a lot of damage in a comp such as this. So your Widowmaker and the Genji and the BAP and the Reinhardt to an extent is going to do a lot of damage to your shield very quickly. So your shield is not going to last very long. Like this, you've just put your shield up for a couple of seconds and it's already down to nearly halfway. Not even a couple of seconds. Well, 2 seconds actually. Um, but yeah, that's one pointer. I'll write it into you in Discord as well. Okay, so I should have actually explained the fact that because you have the Widowmaker that was cutting across you, I didn't explain this, but from the high ground, one thing you can do to force them down to the low ground or to eventually actually switch or to move them to a building that was more accessible to your damage, um, you can put your shield up against that topside window. You can literally push it out to them so that they either have to drop down and join everyone else, i.e. then giving you the ability to hit them as well, and doing damage to them, or they push onto like one of the red buildings or the yellow building in front of you, giving your damage the ability to jump on top of them. Okay, so look where your team is. Look where your team is. And look where your shield is. Your shield placement should be in line with everyone else. Look at where your placement is in relation to, say, their Reinhardt. Now, their Reinhardt is actually pushing way too hard. His Zarya is in the building. He should know that. The BAP is really the only one that's near him. The Genji's just completely useless out here. And the Ana has taken a bit of damage, so she's retreating. And the Widow, as we've discussed up here, is getting pushed by lol, is getting pushed by the Genji, so forcing either the switch or to be basically completely useless to them at the period of time. What is this all about?
Back to me.
What was that about? You jump off the high ground, push behind them, and let your team to do damage. I mean, yes, it worked. Yes, they didn't do anything for you. And again, your shields almost completely useless against that damage with the soldier. You should now notice that they don't actually have I don't have a Widow anymore. So your damage count onto your shield is going to be even higher than it was due to the constant damage from the soldier. The Genji not so much, because it takes a bit of time to run down a shield. But you do still have the BAP, you do still have the Rhine, and all that. Now in this position, you were way caught out of guard in your positioning. If you look, if you run it back just a tad.
Back to me.
And you kind of just have a look at what this all is. Like, if you look at where your positioning is at the moment in time, when you use your hands, where are your team? Your Reinhardt's gone back to payload. Your Ana is all the way in the back here. She might be helping you at the moment in time, and so is the Mercy, but where are you? You're all the way up in the front. And as I've explained, your shield doesn't have a lot of health, and that's a problem for you. That's why you should be relying more on the Reinhardt shield to soak up the damage. I will give you a really good note. You are using your hands at the correct time. Some people I've seen people try and use them whilst they're behind their own shield, so not actually gaining any shield from that. You actually gained a lot because you were able to soak up. I think you soaked up a fire strike. Let me just go back for a hot second. I think I am being really dumb here. This is my bad. But yeah, look at this. Look at this. So watch your entire team, their placement. Watch what happens to the entire team and where you go. Yeah, so you managed to get a fire strike there, and the soldier grenade, and that's where it all goes wrong for you. You push down to the left side, and which is why the Reinhardt pushes you so hard, because you're way out of position, and the Ana is all the way up in the back here. Now the Mercy is able to res you because everyone just forgets about you. She dies in the process because the bat realizes. So that's one of the outcomes. And you're already, look at your health. Look at your health already. You're already pretty much one string from a Reinhardt, and they have the Zarya there as well. So you're undoubtedly going to die here to the cost of a Mercy losing a res and her own life, and also yours. In that situation, that's a very, very bad situation. You do still have your Reinhardt, who is full health, and your soldier, who's full health, and your Genji and all that. It's more to the basis of what I'm saying at the moment, your situation is your placement style, in the way of your positioning. Once we get that cleared up, and you are more aware of your own um, your own placement in relation to your team and the opposite team, um, it's going to be a lot easier for you to climb the ranks and well, yeah, like your gameplay at the moment on Sigma is actually relatively good. Um, you just need to realize, like there's a few hints that you can get from some things like your Reinhardt. Just remember your Reinhardt shield is nearly double the health. No, it's actually more than that. It's more higher than double the health. That even doesn't even make sense. Of your own shield. So your shield should potentially really be made of a kind of off-tank role. So your shield is to fit in while he is recharging his shield. Yes, you can use your shield a lot just by bringing it up and bringing it back and taking a little bit of damage here and there and recharging it as quickly as possible. That's really the benefit of Sigma there. But anyway, we will push through this as fast as we can. We'll talk about the ult system in a second. Okay, so right there with the hands was exactly what I wanted. Exactly what I wanted. And the use of the shield in that like 8 to 10 seconds there was almost perfect. You used it in short, sharp bursts, gaining little bits of damage to it, and you now already have it already up to full health on your shield, and you also have the shield to your own self, right? So you've actually got the benefit that you needed from the person. Now, here in this situation, the Genji has pushed way too far from himself. Yes, he's just got the Ana and the Reinhardt, but he's got the Zarya behind him. He's way out in the system where you cannot actually help him out in the way of his health and his ability to get out. So that's his problem, which he needs to fix. And he dies in the process because he doesn't have reflect, and he used his dash to go into battle rather than out of it at that period of time. So here again, you used your shield. You used your shield with the soldier, collected some damage, and you're already up to full shield on that. So that's really good. Beautiful hands, love it. Love it. Soak up the damage from the ult, be able to get your team out of it. So there, right there, you could have actually saved your Ana for a split second. If you'd put your shield up, you had your cooldown on your shield there. If you'd put the shield up, I want to say behind her, because it is behind her, in the way that she was walking, she would have been able to get out and most likely have had the cooldown for her for her knee to be able to save herself and possibly get you some health as well, or whoever needed it. And both your supports are now dead. With it, your Reinhardt and your Genji. Your Reinhardt and your Genji are your Reinhardt, sorry, is about to respawn, so he should be back with you very shortly. You have your soldier for yourself, who very nearly has ult. You also nearly have ult, so those two are actually a very good combo, even if they have a BAP who has lamp, because being the fact that they bring it up and you ult, the damage that the soldier can do before they bring it down in his ult is actually huge, to the fact that he could very, very possibly, if you got all the, I call them softies, if you get all the softies in the air, or the Reinhardt doesn't have his shield anymore because of damage that's gone to it, he can very, very quickly break them down with his ult, getting somewhere between, by the time they've landed, if you ult together, you can get somewhere between 3, maybe 4, depending on how much shield the Rein has if you pick him up as well. But that is a very, very good combo there. And with the nano as well on the soldier, if the Ana had survived, that would have been a very, very quick cleanup. It would have invested 3 ults, but they were already down to a minute 48, and they hadn't even come round the first corner, to be honest. So you were in a really good position there for being able to use ults more. And if you look at their team right now, they have ult more better ult economy than you have. You have actually no, you're actually pretty much the same. Like your Reinhardt is only at 40, and their soldiers at 10. However, their Baptiste is using his ult right now, and their Ana has ult coming up. Your Ana and your Mercy has their ults, however they're dead. The Ana has only just been killed, so it's going to be another 15 to 20 seconds before they get back to the fight. And 15 to 20 seconds, everything can happen. So we need to be very conservative about the situation. So your soldier also has ult, and your Genji is coming up to ult. And they are going to have Grav, and they're going to have Blade. So we'll just have to work on this and see what happens. I'll run this through.
Barrier in place.
So good. You've now noticed that your whole team is almost dead, and you're helping everyone come back as quickly as possible. So one really good thing to do here is, if you're probably going to get the kill on the Zarya, but one really good thing to do is to ult the Odin Genji, just so by the time that the blade has run out, and also the nano, he would have come down already, taken the damage, and if you put a rock in straight away, he would undoubtedly be one shot. And I'm pretty sure your entire team would be shooting him, because they'd be thinking, oh shit, an Odin Genji. We need to get rid of him. So that's a good situation to do. I don't know how this is going to pan out. You are almost out in the middle of nowhere here. You have your Genji beside you. Your Mercy is very, very low in the back, rezzing the Reinhardt or the soldier, I forget. But you are way out of position looking at the Zarya who's one shot when the Ana and the Reinhardt are on top of you, right? They're on top of payload and pushing the payload. Now their Ana is throwing a nade on top of your Mercy, who looks to be well, she's gonna die to that nade. If it hits, that nade is gonna kill her. So in an instance of 10 seconds there, you are way out of position. Your Reinhardt has died to a blade. The soldier has died to a Zarya. Your Mercy is about to die to one situation. Your Ana is only just coming back from spawn. You and your Genji are pushing forward to the people that don't actually matter at this point in time. Like, yes, you can get a pick on the Zarya. However, looking at it, your Mercy's going to die. I don't know whether she's going to get the res or not. If she does, then you have one more person who will be able to fight on the cart. If she doesn't, you will have to bring yourself back to the cart to fight on the cart, so long as the Ana can then give one of you ults her nano to be able to keep you going for the remainder of the fight, whilst the rest of the team come back and rejoin you. Okay, so there you go, right there. Your Mercy died in the fight there. Your Reinhardt is already half health. He got slept, and you are all the way over in the back corner, fighting a Baptiste who is really not really much of a issue for you at the moment, and they C9'd you with an Ana just by the sleep on the Reinhardt. And the Reinhardt's in a losing battle here, just because A, he's already half health because of the other Reinhardt, and B, because the Ana will have nade by now again. So restricting any damage that comes through, any healing, that comes through onto your Reinhardt. So you've now extended your time of the game by another 3 minutes. So yeah, so that's exactly what I mean. It's your positioning which needs to be worked on the most. You need to be almost continuously looking back behind you to see A, what's happening with the cart, B, where your team is in relation to you and the situation that they are in, and your brain should be quick enough to think, okay, my Mercy's dead and my Reinhardt just got slept. There's no one else on cart. I need to be retreating right now. Okay, so the basic outline of what I'm saying already is your positioning, your rock usage. Your hands are actually very good, so I don't think I need to talk about that. And your shield placement, just the placement of it really, and how much you use it.
Tactical visor activated.
Nano boost administered.
Observe the battle.
Okay. So there was nothing that you can do there. You just wasted. So let's count that off. So run that back. So there you go. There's your Nana and your soldier. You're wasting Dragon. You're wasting Valk, and that's all the ults that you've had. And they've only invested in Blade. Sorry, not even Blade. They've wasted Shatter and Grab and Soldier ult. So you wasted 4 to their 3. They have a better older company here, and you could do nothing about your Reinhardt there. Your Reinhardt was just way too aggressive and wasn't exactly helping the situation there. So there you actually had rock, so you would have been able to rock him and stun him. It's at this point where you need to be giving ground. Oh wait, but that's very okay. I actually really like that. I like that ult. That was a really good ult. That was a really good ult, actually. I will praise you for that. I'll praise you for that right now. Because you managed to get the supports. The Baptiste had to invest his immort in it. He was outside of the ult of his immort, so he died. His Ana stepped out of immort by the rock as well. And you managed to kill her off with one shot. So that was really, really good. I really like that. Good cleanup, good cleanup. Your Genji's pushing way too far, but he's still gonna get the kill. That's fine. So your Genji is way out of position. Way out of position. He's gonna get out just because of the armor. Nice rock. Very good rock. Love it. Love it. That was huge. Use your hands. That's unfortunate. Good thing to do. D.Va Mech should die here. Good shield up while he's reflecting. Nice. Good thing. Nice. I like it. So right now your shield is up. You don't actually realize it, but your shield is still up way behind you, and you're not recharging your shield at this point in time. Okay, so right there is a bit of a problem. Right there, it's a little bit of a problem there. One thing you can do when you're gonna ult with a Sigma and they have an Ana, if you, I know you might not want to be in comms with them, but even if you say, I'm gonna ult, we need to, does anyone know if the Ana has used sleep yet? Or you can spend the next 7 to 8 seconds, watching the Ana relatively closely to see whether she uses sleep. If not, go for it, because it's, well, actually the other way around. If she does, then go for it. If she hasn't, be cautious but use it. And if you really don't know, but you need to ult, use your shield in front of her. Use your shield in front of her to ult so that she has a really bad angle in the way of being able to sleep you. Now notice that your Ana is now dead. Your soldier's using ult, your Mercy's using ult. The only ult that they're using at this point in time, just because of their charge, is their rally. Now, their rally is going to make them very, very aggressive and clamp together. So you're going to have to back away and give them point, basically. Or when you're looking at the time, on how much time they have, you can push forward and die on cart and force the time to go into overtime. Because if you look at where they are, and remember that their spawn is all the way in the back over here. Yours is only just there. So if you die on cart, which is what I think you've just done, no, it's not. You got pressed by the Doomfist. I'll run it back a little bit so I can see what happened. But your soldier touched cart. He died, but he forced it to now be contested with overtime. Your Mercy is doing the same. Although I think this might not actually work for her. It's a bit routine. So what actually happens to you here? So this is where you should push. You shouldn't focus. Yeah, okay. So this is what happens. So the Doomfist manages to single you out. Remember, he's just slammed down. He's just coming down on top of you. He's used his punch, and he jumped in the air as well. So coming down, he has no cooldowns, but his shotgun. So he should be an easy pick for you. However, his jump down does manage to stun you, and he gets his cooldown. So we will do this. So you get the kill on the Doomfist. That's fine. Your Mercy's now just died out of Valk. Your Genji. Okay, yeah. Okay. 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 It's unfortunate. Did you have your? Let me just double check this. Okay, there you, right there.
Look at this pattern.
Right there. Let's run it back a couple of seconds. Okay, so what's your shield placement? Your shield placement is good, but make the recognition that from, let me get to it, this point here, all the way through to right here, there was no one actually shooting your shield because you pushed through your shield, and the only one that was actually close to you at that period of time was the Brig. Now the Brig's mace is going to always go through your shield, right? So you could have brought your shield out and you'd used your hands, which was a good thing, only to the avail that that you got stunned out of it by the Brig. Now, by the time that you would have brought your shield back in for the bomb, it would have been big enough or higher health that you would have been able to save you, your soldier, and possibly the honor as well. Your Mercy will have to fight on cop for herself, and the Reinhardt may or may not get back in time to be able to contest. I don't know because I'm watching this for the first time through, so we will find that out together. Okay, so she tries reses stupidly, and that's what happens. You get completely wiped, really. Good, good, good. Well done for being aggressive there. Okay, so you're taking your shield up so it can let it go. What am I trying to say here? It can recharge. And again, you've just retracted it to let it recharge. That's all great. That's really good. And it's exactly what you needed to do there because they weren't doing anything for you there. And it was all just kind of. So at that point you did need to keep it up because your soldier and your Mercy were both behind it as well, and they were getting a bit of damage done to each other. So this is where you just completely back up. You just completely back up and you wait for the Brig to run out of her rally, which should be any second now. And there you go, you can hear it coming off of her now. So now you can recontest. Now that Doomfist has finished his ult. He's used rock. Well done for hiding around pillar from the soldier. Unfortunate that you peeked him just slightly. And I think this will be it for it. Good idea to switch to the rat, but it was not needed at that point in time because your entire team had also just done that. So this is what's going to happen. I'm going to want to see in two weeks. I'm going to want to see another one, please, and with you having worked on a few things, and I'll list them again, both in Discord and on here, and I'll send you a link to the video of this so that you can see it, and I'll make it private as well, so that it's only you. So yeah, everything that you need to work on really is your positioning. Your positioning really needs to be worked on the basis of where your team is. As we've talked about, there were a lot of periods of time where you were way out in the back corner, or pushing way too far forward, and all the rest of the team were back on payload, like at the start there, and you got caught out by the Reinhardt, who killed you, and the Mercy tried to res you, did get the res, but died in the process, and you were very low when you came out of it already, and died in the process there. So if you'd come back to point, you would have been completely fine. Your Reinhardt would have been able to shield most things, and you would have been able to counter the rain charge if it did happen with the rock, because you did have the rock cooldown there. So all in all, it's your positioning, your rock usage, your hands are completely fine. I'll call them hands because that's basically what you're doing. And Your shield usage needs to be worked on a little bit. You need to recognize of when your shield is up, and when it's actually not doing um, any damage stop. Like if like there was one time where you were caught out by the fact that your shield was already up, but it was way, way, way back in the rear of the whole game and not getting touched at all because it was round a corner. And you were taking a lot of damage, and you got an honor nade put on top of you, so that was restricting the healing that was coming on top of you from that. So we need to make sure that that comes through, and you should be getting a better Sigma pretty soon. All in all, your Sigma is actually very good. You're very aware um, of your own self in the way of the damage that you're projecting, but you need to work on, I guess, in the same instance, the damage that your team is projecting and what they are receiving, and your positioning due to that, right? I'm always coming back to positioning right now because this is what you really need to focus on. So yeah, I will be getting a code from you in 2 weeks. Hopefully with a little bit more effort on the positioning and everything that I've already said. And yeah, I hope you have learned a few things and you've taken things in board. I know that I need to work on a few things on a couple of characters in tank, and I'm working on them at the moment. And I'm reviewing my own gameplay at periods of time. Sorry, I'm yawning because I just got back from work. So yeah, I'm not going to delay any more on this. So yeah.